Hey guys, it's Calvin here, and we still haven't found Josh. Um, it's been a very hard process this past couple years. Um, it's been a hard process without Josh for making horses. So, please, if you see him, call this number right here, because if he is here, uh, that would help me out a lot, and we just need someone to executively produce Horses. Without him, there's no executive producing happening. So please, if you see him, call that number and let me know, and then Horses can be executively produced again. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. What is up? This is Calvin. As you know, I'm the curator of Horses, I'm the animator of Horses, and I'm also the voice of Chakalaka. Um, you already know what we're here for. We're gonna do a commentary of the movie. This is the biggest thing I have ever worked on. Dare I say, the biggest thing I have done in my life. And I'm so proud of it. It just came out so well. There's literally nothing I would change about it. I've watched this thing 20 million times. We spent years and years on it. This is a very big project, and I just know you guys are gonna love it. It's whew, so much to say about it. So, I assume you watched the movie already if you're coming to the commentary. I don't think this is anyone's first watch. If it is, I'm not gonna really talk any spoilers, but kind of right here, so skip like I don't know 30 seconds in the future if you don't want to hear it, but whatever. So as you know, part 4 is coming out in a week from today. So we are recording this in Adobe Premiere Pro, um, because we just have a kind of a time crunch because this is the first time there hasn't been years in between a horse's release, and I really wanted to get this out quickly because we pretty much had most of it done, but we just kind of rushed it. Not to say the quality isn't there at all. Like we rushed it in a sense of, the fans will be so happy if we can just get to work and get it done. So we did it. So proud of the fourth part. It's a beautiful sequel to the movie in the fourth part in the series. You're gonna love it. So that's why we're in Adobe because I'm doing a final check of Horses. So if you see me mark something, then I notice there's a problem. But this is pretty much the final draft. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Since we're in that time crunch, I just have to um, do the commentary while I do the final check because there's only so much time between post production and marketing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna do them both in one take. So without further ado, here we go. So yeah, this is the first actual opening to any Horses that just could be a theme song. Like you could, if this was a TV show, you could see this in the beginning of every episode, and it'd be perfect. I do hope you guys brought your snacks. And this is the very first showing of one of our main heroes, SW, along with Nurse. And then you get a little tease of these guys, like you see them going back and forth, and you're like, oh my god, who are these guys? And you see a classic face you love, Chakalaka. The crowd's probably going to go wild right there. Then, of course, you got Demonic Horses. Why wouldn't you? So, since this is a movie, it's an hour and 36 minutes, obviously. So, this commentary might be a little chiller. It might be a little more just watching, a little less talking. Of course, we're going to talk throughout the whole thing, but there's just so much in between. I just can't constantly talk the whole time, you know? So this is a poem. If you don't know, this is a little bit of a foreshadowing from SW. This is SW's poem about to flower. Um, Very beautiful, very deep. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's the sound effects of a cigarette being dragged in the very beginning. And this is my voice as well. So I guess you could say I'm the voice actor of SW in this scene. Um, but yeah, this is a very beautiful moment. There's not too much to say on this. Just besides telling you what it is. There's So SW, he's just a really deep fellow. He does a lot of poetry in his meantime. It's not really shown too much, but that's kind of like a little hint of it. So of course we got the previously on. Really not too much to talk about here. You've seen this already. I of course included the most important parts. If you were to watch Horses for the first time in the movie, you definitely could. There's gonna be a little small things that would definitely make a lot more sense, that would just flow together better if you watch the first two parts, of course. And I assume if you're watching the commentary, I should have taken my headphones out. And I assume if you're watching the commentary, I should have known that was coming too. God damn it, twice in a row, 3 times in a row, I mean. So I assume if you're watching the commentary, you are a big Horses fan and have seen the first 2 parts. But if you have a friend who hasn't seen any Horses and you don't want to show them, there's no reason why you couldn't start with the movie, really. If they're in a kind of a time crunch, like they work a lot or whatever, you could start them with the movie. Not recommended, but it would get the job done, more or less. Ah, true love. Young love, too. Young love. Man, I get goosebumps every single time I hear this music, man. Just so scary and threatening. Wow, that was sad. I'm crying, bro. So hard. I should have brought my tissues. I knew what was coming, but I just didn't bring the tissues. When will I learn? So yeah, like I mentioned, there's not really too much to say right here, so I'm probably just going to watch the rest of this without saying much. And yeah, of course, there's no reason why you couldn't skip this if you've already seen the first 2 parts. It's a little bit of a reminder, but I know most people are watching the first 2 parts just to already recap, just for the hype for the movie, of course. So if you watch the first 2 parts, you can skip it if it's fresh in your head at least. Oh no! I also did the music in this part. Not many people know that because it sounds so professional. You say, "Whoa, what Indian tribe did you go to and just record the music for?" And I say, "No, it was all in the. I had bongo drums. I had like the little shakish thing. I think that was it." And then I just wrote the lyrics myself. I know it's hard to believe. It really is. This is the hardest to watch moment for me right there. So sad. Ooh, and then you get that goosebumps, and it is on. Here we go! Hell yeah. Ah, yeah. So everyone was wondering what's gonna happen after they're both on above the fire pit. Like, how can Horses go on from here? Whew, it's so intense. This music, the fires raging. Oh my god, I could go on, dude. And then you see Horses does still have the evil eye. That wasn't just for a second. Horses, there's something up with Horses, and Dogs is getting just right out of there. He knows this is above his league basically, and this is where you see the first time a Chakalaka upgrade. It's very threatening. I think a lot of fans are gonna be hyped about this fight scene. This is the first scene I did for Horses, and I knew I wanted to open it with a bang. Just fucking get Chakalaka and Horses going at it. They're fucking, so far they've been nothing but mortal enemies here. They've just been back and forth, like, in every way. So you gotta open up the movie with the main protagonist thus far, and the main protagonist this far. It's very well crafted, well animated. Fight scene, a lot went into this fight scene. And you get Dog's perspective of this. You get how he's just struggling not to jump into the fight, but he's allergic to fire. He doesn't want to get hives or whatever is going to happen. He knows he's not going to be much into this. So I really wanted to add that quick scene showing the struggles of someone just being a bystander. And right here, this just gives me fucking goosebumps too. You're like, oh my god, is the fight over already? Is Whorses dead in the very beginning? Like, even watching it now, it's goddamn, and Chakalaka confirms it right there. It's so sad. And then you get this quick little second of him going over and you see that laser. The crowd goes wild, guys. I swear to God, the crowd's gonna go wild out there. Like, he's not dead, yes! That's what the crowd's gonna say. And then you can just see the fear in Chakalaka's face. And then everyone's like, yes, Whorses is back. Chakalaka ain't got nothing on their hero. But we do have some Chakalaka fans out there. Quite a few Chakalaka fans, actually. So I'm sure the crowd's going to be equally excited to see Chakalaka escape safely. Sorry, I got my water here. I saw it made some noise on the capture, so... And you see Whorses braving the fire to congratulate... I mean, Dogs braving the fire to congratulate Whorses. And this is where you really start to freak out. You're like, what's happening here? Whorses is literally ditching Dog. He's making him go somewhere else. Like, what the fuck, bro? You know? Ooh, and then we get... You knew this moment would come. Any Whorses fans, like, ooh... If Chocolate gets out of this alive, Demonic Whorses is gonna have something coming for him. And just not gonna lie, one of my favorite parts about this movie is Demonic Whorses' entire story arc. And it definitely started in the second part when you saw him kill Whorses' whiff. So you really, and then here, I'm sorry, again, I assume you've seen this already. You get his backstory and everything, and it's just so moving. And then you can see the pain in his eye when he leaves here. He's just been banished from what he thought was his new home. And here we go. This is our introduction to S freaking W. And this is crazy because me and my team that helps me make Whorses, we've known about SW for years, and it's been killing us inside not to say anything, along with the rest of the movie too, of course. What was that? His iconic first line right there. Whew. And really, at this scene, you're just like, you're wondering what this guy's about. You can already tell he's a little bit more edgy. He's got something going on. He's got some personality just by his look, so you're really wondering what his deal is right here, and you're excited, I'm sure. And we get our two heroes introduction for the first time, and we get a little comedy in there just to lighten the mood after the fight, after Whorses turns his back on Dog. And some people might think there's a lot of talking kind of for these couple scenes here, but we really had to set the tone. We already set the tone of the movie with the fight, but we have to set up the rest of it, of course, so we get a bunch of details. You learn SW's personality here, and it just talks, and they're just reflecting on what happened, because I'm sure the audience has many questions from just everything so far. So we want to answer a little bit. We want to give the audience a sense of direction here. So there has to be a lot of talking in the scene because there's just a lot of context necessary. This goes in very, very deep. Very deep. So I'm sure people aren't going to tune out here. They know exposition's important. And they're seeing a new character for the first time. The audience is probably going wild. I'm sure their eyes are going to be glued to this screen. I'm sure your eyes were glued to the screen. I know mine are right now. And you can just see the toll that takes on Dog's face when he hears that news. And you can see how much SW did not want to say it because he understood what he is saying to Dog. It's just such an emotional scene right there, too. Like, even right here, you can tell Dog does not want to go through with this plan. It's... Whew, it's crazy. And SW knows what he has to do. And there you go. Dog needs to save his wife. He needs to. Would you abandon your wife? He knows what needs to be done. And this is where you first really learn about how horses become demonic. And this is where I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, oh, so demonic horses isn't necessarily evil either. He's just had a rough go of it. And this is really where you start thinking about all those things. And this is where you really start to feel for Horses. You know he's not really evil. You know he was just alone in the world and scared. And it's just... This scene is emotional in itself, like it really is. And then we get our first conflict between these two characters. Understandably so, anyone would be frustrated in the situation. And of course, SW is just trying to help. But Dog is just so emotional right here. And I'm sure the audience is shocked when he says that. That's not something Dog would say. And really, that's not something SW would say either. Tensions are high. Stakes are higher than they've ever been in either of their lives before. I'm sure everyone's like, oh shit, a fight scene's about to break out. But then, a very emotional few words come out of SW's mouth. And this is where Dog really starts to sympathize with SW. And this is really where their friendship begins to blossom right here. It definitely takes some time. They were not friends at first, as you can tell. Definitely takes some time. In a world like this, making friends just like that it's just hard sometimes, you know? So and now this is where you're all gonna see them to actually work together. And just I think just the chemistry between these two characters just works so well. Because Dog, it has been a fan favorite, I've noticed, from the first couple parts. And I predict that SW is going to be another fan favorite. In reality, all the horses in Chocolate, everyone's been fans of them. There's not a Horses character that does not have a whole fan group behind them. But Dog has seemed to blow up a lot more than Dog and Chocolate, I say, take the reins. I think SW is going to take the reign in the movie here. And then finally go back to Horses. We see what he's up to. Obviously, he's getting traded for his injury. He doesn't want his leg to bleed out, of course. And this is our introduction to another character, the best doctor in town. And a little behind the scenes right here. I named her Nurse because I forgot. Because she was originally supposed to be named Doctor, but I literally freaking forgot its name. That I named her Doctor. I thought I named her Nurse. So for the rest of the movie, her name is going to be Nurse. But it's really Doctor. It's just a nickname. I don't know. It goes back and forth throughout the series, I believe. It's a little tiny inconsistency, but this is just such a big project. You can't expect this to be perfectly flawless. And this is where you're like, oh, he's still in contact with the demons? Where's this going to go? And then I'm sure some people's brains are going to connect. Those guys in the opening right here, that's what's happening. And this is kind of where I say the kids should probably leave the room. It gets a little spooky here on out. Yeah, if the kids were in past that and they don't care, they're probably able to keep up with the rest of it. But really, that's the point where I say, kids, if you don't like that, you're not gonna like what's to come. This is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the children. So I had that scene in there with the demon chanting and everything because I really want to start building the world of the demons. Some people thought that might be a little unnecessary, but no, I think you need a little sneak peek of the demons before you go talk to the demons. So I wanted to include the gate and everything. So this is really just so you can learn more about SW, whilst serving as a plot point for Dog to start training. So it really is like it's a two for one right there, right? That's what that is. I should probably just leave the cap off my water bottle. And I get the edge of SW. Some people compare these training scenes to such shows as like Naruto, One Piece, Avatar, Bleach. Like that's the big comparisons I get for the training scenes coming up here. And this is the very first lollipop Whorses receives. And I remember on the first watch when some of my staff watched this, they're like, what was even the point of that? And I was like, you'll see, it's just a little bit of foreshadowing. It's a little bit of foreshadowing to the very end. And you can see Nurse is just trying her best to help Whorses and turn them back to good. She already, clearly from the original I'll shoot you with the laser line, she knows. And this is where she really steps up and says, you know what? I'm not going to let this guy just take over the world. I'm going to try to help him. I'm going to stop him my way. I'm going to get the lollipoppies and just let them consume him with love and delicious lollipoppy goodness. And that's where you see the intelligence of Whorses. He doesn't just use his tornado to shoo away bad guys and stuff. He knows how to use his powers for himself. He knows what he's doing. And if, again, if the children are still in the room, I highly recommend... Oh, my light just flickered. It confused me. I highly recommend you leave the children in bed. And this is where you really start to sympathize with demonic Whorses. Because look at those creepy demons. He does not want to be here. You can tell from this emotional dialogue going on in his head. But he has no other choices, man. Straight up. Do 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 do. And this is like the scene that's usually referenced to like Avatar, Naruto, and that kind of stuff that I was talking about earlier. And of course in the future too. And this is where characters do start to worry about SW a little bit. And you see Dog's always bringing it back to his main goal. And this is where you say, wow, they're making power moves. That's what you see there. And this is where you're like, alright, I forgot. Dog is not invulnerable. He has weaknesses. He can only keep it up for 20 teens, so... And really, there's only so much to say here. You're just really learning more about SW and how he does things, and you can tell he's a pretty decently different character than the others. Like, he has his own set of morals and whatever that the rest don't. So he's really unique. That's really why That's really why I think he's going to be a fan favorite, because he's just so different. He has his own agenda from the other ones, you know? And as you can see, Whorses does like lemon. And this is where you get a little more of her plan of what she's gonna do, right here. Ooh, and then this is the first introduction of Lord Buer himself. Very tense scene. Most people thought Demonic Horses was going to die when he got in here. And I can understand. It's very, very scary right here. That just sends chills down my spine. And a lot of people watching this are like, no, don't go to the Red Room. Just don't. You don't know what's there. But he knows what he's doing, guys. Don't worry. And this is the first interaction you see with Lord Buer and anyone else. It's so intimidating. This is the first little taste you get of like how the demons work. Like the system that they do with the rules they have in place. He's not going to bend the rule for Demonic. And you can see Demonic's trying his best to have Lord Buer change his mind. And he brings up a good case and everything. But Lord Buer is simply not going to bend his rules just for one lowly horse is in his mind, you know? So I don't think he's really an unfair king. I think he is a stickler for the rules and trusts the system. So some people here were a little like, nah, I'm not about this guy right here. But I mean, I'm definitely setting up for a good bad guy. And when he says that right there, the blue cape, so many people's jaws have dropped right there. It's like, oh my god, Whorses has the legendary blue cape. Like, what the fuck? And this we can tell Lord Buer loves all his children, and he really does. Some people don't believe it, but he really loves all of his children. Oh, by the way, I'm also the voice actor for all the demons. I know it's hard to tell because it's so different from my real voice, but it is. So this is where most people connect the dots. Oh my god, they're going to Whorses right now. He has the blue cape. What's in store for Whorses? Is he gonna be as evil as Demonic Whorses has been? Ooh, a marker right there. Because I sure noticed a problem. Most of you guys probably won't notice unless you go back. I'm sure you can figure it out. But that's why I'm doing this quality check, of course. Then this is where you get really creeped out. Like, whoa, they can just disappear like that? Wow. And this is a really intense scene where he just mans up and takes the band-aid off despite his leg fur. And as you can see here, Whorses does like lime lollipoppies. Not everyone knew that. I enjoy doing the commentary on a quality check of the movie, because you really get to see behind the scenes. And I haven't really done much behind the scenes work for Whorses, so I think this is good. Maybe one day I'll do a full on behind the scenes video and like document the process. That might be in store in the future. So that was just a little scene, of course, where they kind of spill out what's going on. But little do they know the demons are right behind them. And oh my goodness. And then that's where you're saying, oh my god, Whorses is worse than demonic. And damn, could you kill the doctor like that? I couldn't. She's such a good lady. But they are just that evil. They got their plans and they're gonna stop at nothing to achieve it. That's really where you learn this. It's just so heartbreaking, really, that this movie just might go that direction. It's ridiculous. And then we go back to more of a familiar environment with your best buddy dog in SW. And scenes like these just really make you love the duo these guys create just so much. Another beautifully done training scene where you can really see how much he has to go and all that kind of good stuff. And this is where you're like, dude, you're wasting your time. Why would she help you? Like, what the fuck? You know? Get out of here. You're wasting your time. That's really what most people thought. But Demonic Whorses just has that way with words. Yeah, who would believe that? Lucky for Demonic, he is a tea lover. You know, if it wasn't for that little, just life skill he's picked up, he'd be out of luck. Like, straight up, bro. Boo, doo, 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 doo. Doo, 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 doo. Boo, doo, ba, doo. This is where you get a little taste of how their minds work. A little better, you know. And you can see the tension's definitely still there. Like, he's in the house, but she's still on edge. Like, you know, she's not fully gonna trust the Monoquet yet. So she wants to drink all the tea to have enough time to fully gauge Demonic and all his intentions. So, very, very important scene right there. And we just get more of how their minds work. So it's very, very important couple scenes that we go back and forth on. I wanted to parallel them to show both their journeys, you know? Because they're both, these stories are very intertwined. Very intertwined. But they have different goals. They're doing different things entirely, but it all flows together in the same story. And here is just, I almost didn't include this scene. I almost didn't. It's just so insane. Like, we're watching an entire building fall down. You have no idea how many lives could be at stake. How much destruction he's really making. Like, it's just such a devastating scene. I almost didn't include it, but like I said, leave the kids in bed. Do not bring them to this movie. Do not watch this if you're faint of heart. Like, you can hear the car alarm and everything. Like, whew. That is just a hard scene to watch, in my opinion. And then he's laughing. He's straight laughing, bro. He's that evil. Straight up. And oh my god, it's hard to watch that. You get scared that, like, oh no, the doctor's done. Just like that. Nope. She's a little stronger than she leads on, you know? She's that smart. She knows what she's doing in every way, really. And this is how strong the demons are. They thought they had this from the beginning, but nope. And you can tell Buer told him not to underestimate any Whorses, and he's not. He's immediately powered up. Immediately. They're not, the demon race is not dumb. And then we're like, hell yeah. She's a fighter. She won't just roll over to die to no one. And she's confident too. She's gonna do what she has to do. Put it that way. And this is where the second fight scene of the movie comes in. Tension is high, stakes are high. Whew. I almost don't even want to talk. This is just so riveting, dude. Lollipoppy sample secured. This is where you really think, like, what plans do they really have? And then everyone was like, run away, doctor. You can get out of here. You can save yourself. Nope. They're in another dimension entirely. This is just, it's kind of it's really a tense freaking scene. Is the doctor gonna die here? Because so far, the best chances for Whorses going back to normal has been the doctor and her lollipoppies. That has just been the best chances so far. So far, we have two results presented. Dog kills Whorses, or the nurse pushes the demon out of Whorses with the power of the lollipoppies. So stakes are very high, because if the nurse doesn't do this, doesn't win this fight, the lollipoppy path is straight up off the freaking table. And we can see he's not happy. He's not happy. So if the lollipoppy solution is off the table, Dog's gonna have to kill Whorses, or the entire world is at stake. And it's just like, what do you do in that situation? How would the audience feel to that result? I don't know. Thank God it didn't happen. And that was a very close one. And thank God the doctor was able to avoid that one. And this is where you really don't know what's about to happen. They're both going all out right here. Very, very epic. Oh, marker. That red thing right there should not be there. A little behind the scenes, of course. Did it even mark? I think it marked. Let me. Oops. Not what I wanted. I want that button. Well, you know what? It did mark. Okay, cool. I'm gonna bring this up because I know some people don't like to watch the little bar going by here. So this is really intense because you know it's the final freaking attack right here. Who's gonna win? It seems like it's so far so good, but you don't know till it's over, guys. This could be like a 20-minute fight scene for all you guys know. But nope, he's a goner. He is a goner. And this is the little bit of dialogue shows how the doctor never wanted to be wrapped up in any of this, but she knows what she has to do to save the world. So, very epic, may I say. And she's not going back to Whorses empty-handed. She knows she has to pick up those lollipoppies, or who knows what's gonna happen. And after the battle's over, the storm has passed for now. We go back to the previous couple scenes to see how much progress has been made. It's kind of like a meanwhile. And then we're like, all right, cool. We're going back to some more training. I like these scenes. That's what people will say when they watch this. Like I said, don't let the children watch this. This is very scary. This is where you know they're not cold-blooded creatures. Lord Bewer doesn't just send his army out and just doesn't care if they die. He's gonna plan stuff out. You can tell right here. He's a planner. He's not gonna act reckless. Very, very scary moment right here. What does he have planned? You know he's trying to kill her. You know it, dude. It's terrifying right here. It's terrifying, straight up. Or not kill her. It was already established he's not going to kill her. You know he's plotting something evil. Very scary. Very, very scary. I really like this scene because it just shows Horse's priorities and how his priorities kind of align with Nurse's priorities because he wants the lollipopy first. She wants to give him as many lollipops as possible. Little does he know, the more lollipops he eats, and the more often he eats them, the less, the more likely the lollipops are going to be able to push out the demon. So it's crazy, and this is where you see Horse's reaction to where he's confused too. He can't do much about it because he's under the demon's control, but he has to do something. So he's not gonna let her leave by his side. No way, not gonna happen. Why would he? And this is like where the long-awaited moment has happened. All right, they're gonna talk. How is demonic Horses gonna get help from Dog's Whiff? How? You know? And here we go. And just like that, she's got his trust. Enough, a little bit. I mean, I forgot how the movie works. He's slowly gaining trust, but this is gonna be the one thing that seals the fate. And you just can't have story time without tea. Everyone knows that. I really wanted to parallel all these scenes and just put the little demon scene in between, so you remember what's being plotted. You're not just getting backstory for no reason. They're not training for no reason, no. So we'll slowly get our introductions of the 3 prize demons soon enough. And I wanted to keep the creepy music throughout this scene, because you know it really adds to the tension to what they're training for. And in these scenes where the demons, because I don't want to just have the demons pop up and Lord Beor's talking to them, whatever. No, I want to add these little character introduction scenes individually, so you get a feel for them real quick before they're jumped into the story. I don't want to just thrust you in there. I want to slowly have you learn about them and all that good stuff. And the reason why I added those 2 prize demons introductions before we got to the demonic's backstory is because his backstory obviously has to do with demons, so you get more of a feel for his backstory, and you want him to convince Dog's wife even more now, because you're getting a little, and you're probably already a little scared of the demons, but like it's just amping up slowly. And here we begin the backstory, and as you can tell, his father is a demon, but demonic wasn't always a demonic Horses. He was once just a Horses. So he is growing up with a demonic father. It's ridiculous. Terrifying. And we already know what happens to the father. You know that the demonic Horses beats him in a sick game of basketball. So we already know how the story's kind of going to go on, but we don't know that in between. We need the meat and potatoes. We can't just have the cake, you know? So as you can see, his father neglects him. Very, very emotional, very sad. And here we realize he doesn't want to do it either. He's being forced to. That's where you really, if you didn't already notice it, that's where you get it. And this is kind of where you say, okay, I can see how he can kind of put up with his father, his whole situation. He's got his own little fish friend. But then you go to school. School's life not good either. No, no, no. He's not even gonna eat lunch that day. And this is a typical day for demonic horses. Through and through, he's have it a little rough, honestly. And this is where you really get scared for demonic horses' life. You say, oh no, is this where he dies? And then you can start to think, nah, he's got Mr. Whiskers. The demon's not going to come when he's still got someone he loves. Of course he loves his father, but you slowly learn that he doesn't think that his father loves him, you know, so... Right here's a really good scene showing it. And, of course, like I mentioned, the father would give his condolences and help him if he could, but he can't get off that basketball court or distract himself for even a second. So yeah, of course, he's gonna take care of himself, but he still needs to feed his fish, of course. I really love the dialogue between the two because you can really see just the emotional support they have for each other, how they love each other so much. And then right here, some of the more observant viewers are going to notice that looks like a pill. Not everyone's going to notice, but I guess it's a little foreshadowing, you could say. And right here, some people are going to notice that does not look like a pill. It looks more like fish flakes. And right here, he even says tastes flaky. So some more of the observant viewers might be like, that can't be good. Not everyone, of course. It's a little small details easy to miss. And this shows you, even in the early morning, he's still playing b-ball, defending that court. Such a depressing scene right there. Like, it's emotional for me to watch even now, and I knew it was coming. And that music, that dead fish, you know what's happening right here. You know what's coming. Very emotional. I have goosebumps all over my fucking arms, bro. It's ridiculous. It's hard. This scene's hard to watch. It's very tragic. Like, Whorses gets dark. Who knew? Who knew from the joyous first one? Well, you kind of knew from the first one. It wasn't all joyous, but who knew it would get this depressing? And of course, he did not mean to kill his fish, his best friend. And of course, the dad's gonna be furious. It's crazy to say, if he beat his dad in that game of basketball, the demons would have took the dad right there. Oh, I was gonna say maybe the demonic horses wouldn't kill himself like he's about to, of course. But you think he might even more, because now his father isn't even alive. This scene's hard to watch. I almost don't put it in. It's just so dark, so depressing. And this backstory it's just so necessary for you to know how the process works. You now know how Whorses became evil himself. So I really did need to include this scene as much as I did not want to. As tragic as it is, it was necessary. Straight up. Because after this scene, you can really imagine what Whorses did go through. He saw Lord Bure himself in a very similar situation. He was also tricked. Very, very upsetting. Like, you see how the goal set and everything. And it starts to make you think, how did Demonic's dad get tricked into being evil? Unfortunately, that's never... I don't have any plans to reveal that in the canon of Whorses. Maybe in the future there'll be something about it, but it's just one of the things that I want the fans to theorize about. I want them to get a little extra thing to think about. And right here, you already see the retaliation. And I did forget to mention, you can tell how good of a person Lord Bure actually is by pitying Demonic and not just saying, you're going to be another loyal minion and do as I say. No, Bure's like, just do as I say every now and then, but I just really want you to fill in. Like, he has his best intentions at heart as much as he can, so he's a good guy. And just, that was his first blood. He killed his high school bully as his first victim. Like, it's a lot. Imagine you kill someone in high school. Crazy. And this is a really tense moment, because we've never seen Lord Bure interact with anyone that isn't a demon themselves, so... And Dog's wife really gives Demonic Whorses the guts to stand up to Bure. Without Dog's wife saying that, I truly think Demonic would have gone along with Lord Bure's plan. And right there, as much as you might like Lord Bure as a bad guy, as fair as you might think he is, you know he's still evil. You know he's still not up to good, no matter what you think. Right there, emotional, takes away his powers, calls him a traitor, and you can already tell Demonic is a good guy again. He's straight up finishing the T out of respect. Bad guy wouldn't do that. No. And then we get a third prize demon. Some people might be wondering, why didn't you introduce it before the backstory? Because I wanted to introduce the prize demons. And I love this scene. I love the interaction between these three. Interesting chemistry is all I gotta really say about it. But I wanted to show introduction to the prize demons, and then have a little gap and show you how you become a demon. And at the very end, I wanted to show another demon to be like, oh yeah, that is what they're gonna have to deal with. And it's just, I wanted to do it. And here you really see the sheer number of demons. Like, this is a very terrifying shot right here. And you can see the love all the demons have for Lord Bure, and the love Lord Bure has for the demons as a whole. It's such a scary scene, really. Very scary. And here you get his plans. Very, very, very devious plans. They're gonna take the lollipoppies. Because Lord Bure is smart enough to realize that the lollipoppies obviously have power to destroy the demons, so he thinks even if he kills the doctor, there could easily be another one, so they're going to take the lollipoppies out first. Here you start to see there's more going on with these demons. They don't all completely follow the rules. There might be something else going on. I wanted to put a little bit of that in there, you know? And I wanted to keep the creepy music theme, because it's nothing happy's happening now. And this is another reason why I really wanted to parallel the scenes, because look, they seem so different. Already they're interwoven. Just like that. Crazy, right? I have to go to the bathroom right now. Make sure you pee before this movie, guys. Straight up, because you will not want to miss a scene. Luckily, it's on YouTube. So you can pause it, but you know. And just, this is a very interesting conversation. It was really hard to write. I really wanted to make sure I got the emotion of dog in there and just how they tell each other information. I really wanted to nail the dialogue in the scene. This is one of the hardest scenes I was to write the phone call in this too. And right here, some viewers are kind of questioning Dog's motives because SW really convinced him with the Whiff being dead scenario. Now she's dead, so I gotta sneeze. And now the wife's dead, so like, what does he have to fight for? So he lashes out. His angst is incredible, and that's the worst thing you could have done to SW. So you're thinking, holy crap, they're gonna fight after so much camaraderie, so much training. Like, this is very intense. And you're like, oh crap, what's about to happen? I can't see anything. The audience is gonna be terrified. What's SW doing? Bam. Seems like that training paid off, huh? And really gets you the gratification for all the training. Now you really, really know how strong Dog is now. And you get a sense of SW's strength too. He was not a pushover, is all I gotta say. Wow, I just tried to drink my water without a cap on. And as you might notice, there's no music behind this scene. And as an editor, I also edit these too. I've never mentioned that before. I did all the editing here. You gotta really know when to and when not to add music. Because having no music is easily just as emotional as having music sometimes. And here we just see the demon's plans in action. Very devious, rude, some say. I say both. And that's how smart the demons are once again. They don't just leave and never look back. They're making sure they do it thoroughly. This movie really hypes up how scary and smart the demons are. Straight up. Not too much to say there. Obviously they're going to the SIG store, but you see that Lollipoppy. The reason why this scene was in here, because the Lollipop factory is right next to the SIG store. So you're kind of wondering, huh? Is Dog, because you know the demons are after them, you know the prize demons are going to fight it, but is Dog about to fight the demon? He's going to see it, like, what's about to happen? There's so much tension just watching them walk to the store themselves, like, it's incredible. That's all I gotta say, incredible. And another really devastating scene. That car alarm once again is going off. Very scary scene. And you see he's out unfreaking harmed. He destroyed an entire factory all by himself. Here you really see he's on the same level as Whorses, at least. They both destroyed an entire building. So this is kind of where you start to see power scaling a little bit. And just like that, he leaves, and just right after it's gone, they come out. If they had only come a moment sooner, maybe they could have stopped him, but it's a little too late. And another scene where emotions are really running high. And this is where you really start to see the movie tie together more. Like, Dog really knows Whorses' ins and outs. Whew, if only he knew what was going on, man. If only he knew. I really wanted to give some length to the scene to really just add to the dramatic suspense to it. Because this is a freaking big deal. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have made that scene in such a way if that wasn't such a statement, such a truth. So, yeah. And I wanted to show them each individually fights or destroy the lollipop factor so you can see. And isn't that just terrifying? Gone without a trace, and like half the time the other one did it. So then we take a little break from that action because the scene is just so important. So you can really see Dog's thought process, his just emotions. Like this is like right before the fight. Like they're about to go fight Whorses, and Dog was like, "Hey man, I gotta take 5. I need a little break before I go fight my best freaking friend, dude." So this is just a scene that really makes us sit and think, like, man, what's going through his head? Is he really gonna go through with his plan? Can he even defeat Whorses? Like, we just saw the power scale, and basically, like, can Dog destroy a building that easily? Like, just so many thoughts go through your head. And I did bring some food with me to watch this movie, and it's an apple. I will be eating it right now because I'm a little hungry. I didn't bring my popcorn like I hope you guys did, so excuse me the apple eating sounds that you're probably going to hear. I do eat apples very fast, though, so you might not hear it for long. Of course, my eyes are still glued to the screen. Like, why would I look away at this incredible part? I do also think that some people are going to be a little frustrated with this scene. They're going to be like, Dog, get your head out of the gutter. Like, you're wasting time here. Just go and fight Whorses now. You're stalling. Some people think that after the shower, he's just going to change his mind, which makes sense. Like, can you blame the guy? Can you? I couldn't, so. So there's definitely a couple different interpretations you can make from this scene right here. And the question is Dog stalling? I think so. I do. I think he just wants... So what's going through my mind, what I think is happening right here, I think he's just reflecting on him and Whorses. A nice place to hide the tears is a shower. It's probably why he's showering, you know? He's reflecting on him and Whorses. He's thinking about, can he actually do it? He's thinking about everything. He's thinking about the repercussions if he does or doesn't do it. So, that's just what I think, though. Like, who knows if I'm right? Fuck me, right? I think some people might complain about the slower pace of this part. But really, I just wanted to give you, like, a cinematic feel. Because, like, as you can tell, probably by now, there's probably not going to be any words in this scene. And to convey such emotion, to convey just what's running through his head with no words, that's an insane feat of itself. Like, crazy. At scenes like this, where you know the director is not an amateur, maybe to the untrained eye, they might think the scene's unnecessary. Did I mention the eye's untrained? Even with that being said, I still do think the casual audience would like this scene. They just might like it to be cut down a little bit, but I'm an artist. I'm not just gonna cut something I think is so important because a couple casual fans might want it to be over a little quicker. And not to say there's anything wrong with that. I mean, and of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If you think it's a little too long, I get it. I do get it. But if you just dive deep into the intricacy, I don't know if I even said that right, to the fine details of the scene, if you really dig down into it, you will understand. Of course, I know everyone's not all about that. They just want to turn on a movie, fall into that world, get into it. I get it. I like to do that sometimes too. Um, but I also like movies where you can just casually watch, and then you watch it a couple more times. You're like, whoa, I get why they did this now. So many questionable choices you just don't get the first time. Upon other watches, you just start to see more things. You start to understand different perspectives better. So, I always recommend to casual fans of any movie to give it a couple of watches. You might find something you love about it, something you missed about it. There's so much to love about movies in general, man. And I'm so honored. I finally got to make my mark of my first feature-length film. So happy, so honored. I really do think this will attract the old fan base and bring in new fans alike. I really do. It just has something for everyone to love, really. And I know some people might be thinking, are you concerned about new fans going back to your previous parts and thinking it's out of date or something? Honestly, no. I do think the first two really, really hold up to today's standards. I really do. It really wasn't that long ago. I know it might feel like a lifetime ago at this point. And I know it's 2019. The first part was 2012 and 2016. That's a 4-year gap, and then 3 more years. Been 7 years, but they definitely still hold up, I think. Um, yeah. I think I've already said all I really can say about the scene. Well, I mean, I could always dive deep into all the intricacies and stuff, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just, I guess that is kind of what I'm here for, actually. But I think the best part about art is people interpret their own meaning out of things. So I can tell you what I think, what the meaning actually is, but I want the fans to theorize and stuff. So I'll leave that a little up to you guys. So people are probably going to be. This is kind of what I want to jump into while this is going. People are probably going to be shocked. This is the first part 4 is the first part of Whorses that doesn't take place years apart from the other part, the previous part, which is remarkable. It's crazy. It's never been seen before. I had a train of thought, but I did lose it. If I'm being real, here. I just really want to get the fans. I just want to start releasing these faster. We have a bigger budget, a bigger team. I figured, why not? 2 horses in 1 year. I know how crazy that sounds. That's 6 videos all dedicated to horses. You get the 2 trailers, the 2 commentaries, and the 2 parts themselves. Like, I'm spoiling you guys if I'm being real. Straight up spoiling you guys. And I love it. I love being able to show everyone my art. This is my first movie. I think it's going to put me on the map. Straight up. No question about it. People might be wondering why does it really take so long for these to come out? Like, there's a 4-year time gap from the first one to the second one, then a 3-year time gap. Well, here's a little fun fact. in between the 4-year time gap, a lot of it, of course, was pre-post production, marketing, all that kind of stuff. We wanted to make sure we had all our eggs in one basket before we hatched these eggs. Um, so between the first part and the second part, it was just a lot of like, all right, we just released it. Then there was a lot of fan reception because we had ideas of what we wanted to do in the second part, but we really had to digest fan responses, digest what we had done ourselves, and just take into account what we wanted to do. So there was a lot of that in between, and then of course a lot of storyboarding in the second part. We had plans for a movie from the first part. We had planned for it. We didn't know if we would eventually get the budget, if Whorses would rise to that level of fame, and it did. So of course we got all the budget, the team, and everything to where we are now. The movie was confirmed after the second part, if you guys were wondering. So from the first part to the second part, we did a lot of planning of future outlines and stuff like that, where we think we want to go. And so the biggest gap was between those two because just like I said, we got the first part was released for the first time. We needed to digest everything. We needed to really make sure Whorses is going in the right direction and all that kind of stuff. So that's why the gap was so big, because it wasn't just making a new part, it was taking everything into account the very, very first time. Um, and then marketing took a little longer. That's why there's the extra year as opposed to the second part in the movie. You would think the movie would take longer, right? But like I mentioned, the team got bigger and all that good stuff. Oh, and then we go back to here. You're thinking, all right, it's time to get it, and then you're like, oh, you're like, what? Oh, he's got to go dry his fur. That makes sense. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking, this makes sense. Why would you want to fight someone with wet fur? So this scene obviously was essential. Who's gonna fight someone with wet fur? So I do have to go to the bathroom. This is there's not too much to say on this. Same with the other scene with all the intricacies, all the meanings you could find from it. So I'll let you. This scene in particular is definitely worth a rewatch. This scene in the shower scene, definitely worth a rewatch. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. It shouldn't take me more than a few seconds. But I want you guys to really think about just everything. I want you guys to analyze it right here. That's why I want you guys to use this time for. So I'll be back real quick. Alrighty, I'm back. I hope you guys really use that time to think about this scene. I really hope so. All right. So maybe I'll talk about the trailer of this movie during this scene, because, like I said, only so much to say about this scene without really taking the art away from you guys. I want you guys to interpret it. So, really, not too much to say about this. So, about the trailer, everyone's wondering about the trailer. How do you make those impressive trailers look so tasty to the audience? Again, we just have a big team behind it. Um, all of the ideas have in mind for the trailer specifically. I made all the trailers, like I storyboarded all the trailers by myself. I also edit the trailers myself as well. For this particular one, with the sword fighting and all that stuff, of course, we're amping up the best scenes of this movie, and without really spoiling anything, I think it's the perfect trailer. I really do. The idea of mine was original. We shot that in one day. It was pretty quickly. I managed to edit that in one day too. A lot of like sponsors and companies and stuff had to like really come in and look at everything, but they pretty much like my idea from the beginning. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? I'm in charge for a reason. I made horses for a reason, I'm not gonna just fuck around, put up some BS. I'm gonna post some art. Enjoyable art. And yeah, this is kind of again, like the shower scene, you can really see the thinking um in his expressions. But you saw he said he's ready. In the in between scene, you saw he said I'm ready. So in the shower scene, you might be wondering, is he gonna go through with it? At the end, he says he's ready. So you're like, all right, I guess he's going through with it. So we get this scene. He's pumping himself up. You can tell. You can tell he's really um getting into the mode he needs to be in to do what he's got to do. I'm sure some people are wondering, how did you get the budget for this? When you make just such a cultural icon, the money just comes, bro. Straight up comes. And you are. And all the money in my wallet just went right back into it, so I don't make much of a profit of horses. I just put it all back into the making of the future parts, so I'm sure people are wondering, if part 4 is coming out so soon after the movie, are the rest going to come out soon? Um, the other parts have not been finished as of this moment, so no promises in release dates, but the future of horses will be coming sooner than the 3 and 4 long year break. I'm pretty sure, so no dates at all yet, of course. No guarantees, but I'm predicting the future of horses will come out quicker than the past of horses. So mark your calendars for future. Alright? Thank you for marking them. I assumed you marked them. If not, bad. Oh. Wow, isn't that incredible? He destroys that place so quickly. Again, power scaling right there. And ooh, what was that little scene? What just happened there? Might have been a problem. I just marked that. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, of course you're seeing the power struggle between these two. You get so you get a little bit of backstory. You see the 8,000-year contract between the demons and lollipoppies, first of all, and second of all, you're like, wow, these two powerhouses. Like, you haven't seen either of them do too much as far as fighting goes, but they're both the top dogs of their races. You know it's about to go down. So, some people might be wondering, why did you make this fight scene a little shorter than the rest? Just because a fight scene's shorter doesn't mean it's worse. This has a pretty big impact on the rest of it. I think it's done in such a masterful way, really, I do. So as you can see, the Lollipoppy does not want to destroy his factory. He wants to keep as much peace as possible, win or lose. He's a very considerate leader. Very considerate leader. I mean, I get goosebumps watching this scene. Like, they're both charging up their power. You don't know who's gonna win. It's goosebumps galore, man. This is so tense. Boom, doom. Boom, doom. Boom, doom. That's how the music goes, according to me. Bam. It's just so tense. This is just a raw fight scene, really. So tense. So masterfully done, in my opinion. And you're just waiting for this moment right here. Hell yeah. They be fighting. Who gonna win? Who gonna win? You can just hear it in his voice, man. So depressing. And this is again another scene where you see Lord Buer is not a bad person. Like, he has good morals. Just his overall goal might seem evil to us, but to him, he's really trying to be the best all-around person he can be. And again, the music cut out this emotional scene, the fall of the Lollipop King. This insinuates a lot. A lot. You're like, will the doctor be able to have enough lollipoppies for her mission? Like, it's ridiculous. In this, the dialogue here is just so masterfully crafted. I really wanted to build as much tension as I could right here. Damn, bringing it back to here. Talk about tense. So they did rid the world of lollipoppies, but obviously the doctor still has some, so wasn't like 100%. They did everything besides the doctor, really. Scary, epic. This is really tense. You see how close they finally are. They're both in, like, pretty much yelling distance. If one of them yelled, they would hear each other. It's that close. And it's just like, if they got there like 5 minutes sooner, they would have bumped into each other before the fight. That's how freaking close they were. man, if they, I really like that little bit of dialogue because you can tell what would happen if Dog didn't man up and have to fight horses. You would just see how much more carnage there would be. And you can see the hesitation in Dog's face right here. But SW just has that motivation on lockdown right here. So, without SW, I don't think Dog would be at this point. They really, really work so well as a team. They really do. Bam, syncs up with the music. I get fucking goosebumps, my guy. Of course, Whorses doesn't want to kill his best friend, even still. You can tell Whorses is trying to do this alone. He doesn't want anyone to get in his way. If he's gonna do this now, he's gonna do it right. I had this little scene just to create the tension between the two, of course. A little parallel to the trailer, too, with the smoke in the background and everything. And just like that, the fight is on, my guy. Very intense. You're just wondering who's gonna win, how's this gonna go, is he gonna be able to do it? Like, he's doing it right now, but can't do it forever. Like, you see Horse has so much advantage, and right there, people are like, wow, is it already over? Is the power that different? And this is where I take my headphones out, I think. I think it gets loud here. I'm sorry, guys. Take your headphones out just in case. A little bit so you can hear me. Like right here. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. So this is where you really see the training pay off right here. You can do version 2 before. So you can see all that the training of SW has not gone to waste at all. And you can tell this fight is on, more epic than ever. He's got some new moves. He can control freaking thunder, man, but Whorses is not a pushover either. This is just a really balanced, really epic fight. Comparatively to the final fight between Sasuke and Naruto, I think it really creates the same effect. Even better, in my humble opinion. Right there, the first bit of damage is taken. God leaves his way. Travesty. I don't know. Very epic fight, very cinematic, very scary. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's just so back and forth. Like they each shoot their shot and they both miss, and someone will get it. Oh my god! Right there, though. He took a big fall, and right, just like that, it's over. Oh, what's that though? Oh my goodness, I get goosebumps every time. They didn't fucking stray far. This is how smart the Whorses are. They're keeping an eye out. They know what's up. And right here, you just know Dog is not going to take any handouts. He prepared for this. He's going to do it. He's not going to let someone do what he's worked so hard for. It's his best friend. He knows he has to do this. He knows. And you see the cockiness of Whorses. You're like, really, dude? You're in a freaking jail cell. How can you get out? Then tension gets higher. This scene's just really good at building tension. There's that grape I promised you. They just really know how to get the Whorses. And I know some people are like, come on, Dog. It's ridiculous. And of course, you can tell Whorses still has his morals. He does not want to do this. But he doesn't control his body anymore, unfortunately. And this is where you can tell, alright, it's the 3-on-1 we've all been waiting for. This is the grand fight right here. And this is really where you see his power just above them all else. He just, ooh, ridiculousness. That. And this is where you really start to freak out. Can they handle it? And bam! Out of nowhere, demonic Whorses returns. After being quiet for so long, you're once you see him again, you wonder where he's been.
Oh, hey y'all, this is Calvin from the future. I'm recording this one day before this goes up. Fun fact, the music that was right here is actually copywritten. I didn't know that. I uploaded the movie itself a while ago, like before I made this commentary, and that did not get a copyright strike at all. The movie did not get a copyright strike with this song in it. But when I uploaded this commentary, it got a copyright strike, which is, it makes no sense. So I'm just gonna talk over this. Like I said, this is going up tomorrow. I have no idea what I said in this bit. I didn't listen to it to try to recreate it or anything. Damn, that's sad. It's bringing me a tear to my eye, and I ain't even chopping onions, you know? Fuck. I don't want to do this. You want to hear a fun fact? This that you're watching right now, me talk over, is actually the right version of the Whorses movie. There are some errors in the actual Whorses movie that are not meant to be there. This is the actual Whorses movie. I uploaded the wrong file, which is crazy because I've actually literally never done that before. With all my school projects, all my videos, I've never just completely uploaded the wrong file and didn't notice until the movie. Not too much changes between the two. The scene where Dog takes a shower, as you just saw, assuming you watched this, is not the weird ass premonition that is in the movie that's up. It was not supposed to be that, but whatever. And there's just a couple other things. Small things. Things that aren't really a big deal. I don't really give a shit. That's the wrong one. Fun fact, the little bit in the beginning, when I'm like, oh, Josh is still missing. I plan to do that very professionally. Like, have good lighting and everything, but when I turn the lights on, I realized the batteries were dead, and I was like, well, I guess I'll make it shit. My time is up. Make sure you drive safe. I'm back. I realized this part had music too. So hello, I'm back again. Oh, my time is almost over. Drive safe, y'all.
They've been quiet for so long. One of the most iconic characters from the first part has been. He just ignored throughout the movie. In fact, freaking back, bro. It's like that. Nurse is dead. I even forgot to mention that. I know it's hard to handle 2 deaths in a row, but this movie just does it. This movie does it, bro. Man, just like that. Kind of like the second part where they're all just upside down by the hands of chocolatas. But SW standing, he's never even met these guys before, and he withstood the attack of all the chocolatas. Just see, 1 second, I'm gonna mark it. And you can just tell SW does not take shit from no one right here. He's getting pissed. Some people think this is the demons taking him, but nah. He's his own power. Or is he? You'll find out after this little bit. Everyone's like, what was that? What's happening? And right here, you're just like, wow, this is a scene. This is happening. That's what people think watching this. Trust me. So people are probably going to wonder about the art direction of the scene. Why are there so many like characters floating around in the background and stuff? I want people to interpret this how they like, just like the shower scene, just like the hair drying scene. I want people to speculate about this. Who's that guy? How did he get there? Yeah, you know. This scene is also kind of in a way to show you all the characters in this show so far. Show you the kind of the journey that you've been on, but also have the story progress. That's really what I was trying to accomplish in this scene. Epic. This is the main thing I would say this scene is epic. And there's the flower. Epic. And just like that, so what happened there, SW, was the secret weapon. That's what happened there. Then we get more of a lighthearted scene at the very end of the funeral for Siphon and the doctor. Because I think in real life funerals should just be more happy. And right there is where you get it. You forget about the Chocolate for a while, then at the very end they come back. You might think through this whole thing, the demons are going to come back and fight them at the end. But no, the true antagonist of this is the Chocolatas. A little plot twist of an ending. This, I intentionally steered the direction a different way to throw the audience off. I really did. Yeah. I did this. I made this. Do you like it? Thanks. And right there, they just say what they're gonna do next. I like to spell it out there so there's no question marks in between. What are they gonna do? I don't know. But what's Whorses gonna do? I don't know. But you know what SW is gonna do. You know what Dog's gonna do. And those roles are kind of obvious. You could guess that they would fill into those after this. And what's that music? What's happening? Oh, the bad guys they thought would be the main boss of this movie. No. They're still strategizing. They don't just jump into stuff like this. The Chocolatas are the main antagonists of this one. And now, the next part, for the next chunk of Whorses, all about demons, baby. Chocolatas are out of here. You thought the Chocolatas were evil. You haven't seen the demons, baby. It is epic. Dude, you're gonna like, you're gonna like part 4. That's just what I gotta say. If you liked any of this, you're gonna like part 4. You thought Chocolata was intense? Get ready for the demons. I don't know if you can handle it. I don't know if I can handle it.